Why you gotta do it to him? I say I did it for you. I'm just trying to make it right. These voices pop as clear Sprite. They attack my territory, but my hand, let's go ahead tonight, yeah. You want some? Let's get it. Take your shot and don't miss it. Feel it, feeling this, limitless, ripping it. I don't think that you're getting it. I'ma catch your ass, run it back. I'ma get the facts. Your whole squad straight lack. It be hard to go and read that. You know where we lay up. We go hard, the fam tough. We squad up and roll out. You can say the same, bruh. Don't pull up on the boulevard. You done took a wrong turn. Oh, I got that hard, boy. So trust it that you gon' learn. Even rain ready for a force like me. Pull up one day with no ID. Got shades on, they know it's E. For now, I'm gonna kill a spree. Never been a man so dangerous. You're never gonna get up on stage with us. Trust you're gonna see more of us. Your defeat's gonna be so glorious. Hey! Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. A weirdo down to the bone. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. Don't go mess with him now. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. I ain't coming alone. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. I ain't one of these clones. Don't you come cross me, that can be costly. Got a squad of ride or ties, UDE the posse. Y'all ride the same waves while I make my tsunamis. I was 10 times better than most when this was still a hobby. Since a kid don't like me, I was the outcast. Weird one, beat to the beat, unknown's drum. The roast the tracks is where I came from. I'm real smart, don't play dumb. I stand strong, I don't run. You watch all, but you found some. Well, this'll be fun. Amp it up some more. I'm trying to break the subs. Yours never gets old. Compared to me, you some scrubs. Even if I mess like a low 5, I'ma come back the hot tide. Got it on the inside like a better spot. Oh my, yo, this be my land, boy. I ain't scared of some visitors. They told me to keep my mouth shut, but I'm not a very good listener. From dusk to dawn, I be giving her. Rolling like the Chicago kid. I trust with a no and rock with my folks, so you know I take no prisoners. Let's go. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. A weirdo down to the bone. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. Don't go mess with him now. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. I ain't coming alone. Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones, Jughead Jones. I ain't one of these
clones. 1, 2. What is good, everybody? This is the HipHop Heads Podcast. My name is Esteban Xound, and I'm here with a very special guest. Now, this man, he writes, he records, he raps, he sings, he mixes, he masters, he owns his own record label. This man is a one-man machine. We have the incomparable, the multi-talented Zach Taylor.
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for having me.
What's good?
Welcome to the den.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So tell the people where we are today.
We're in a disclosed location. I'm not going to tell you where we are, but we are currently in the den, the Underdog Den. This is where we produce, run artwork, record 99.9% of our music. This is the workshop.
Word.
Say,
yeah, this is the first time I'm here at the den. I gotta say, and you were telling me a story about how you actually made the den. Like, this is something that you guys made. I guess it was a donation, or explain.
Yeah, so what happened was my dad was a friend of the shop class teacher at like James Fowler or something back in like the late 90s, back when I was like just being born.
And where's James Fowler? Is that
somewhere in southeast, northeast.
Is that a school?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a high school.
High school?
Yeah, it's a high school.
Did you go to this school?
No.
Got it.
Yeah. So anyway, back in like 99, 2000, they gave a project to their shop workers, and they were like, yeah, we're going to build a shed. And so they ended up giving the shed to my father. The shed was used for 15 years as just the place where we housed our bikes, all the outdoor activities, and all that good stuff, up until about a year ago, when we started to acquire all of our artists. We started to acquire all of this high-grade equipment, and we wanted to move it out of my room, give it a little bit something extra. And so we furbished the floor. It's hardwood floors. The walls are done. We got electricity. We got heating. The walls are insulated. The doors are insulated. It's not
fully soundproof. Like, you can sort of hear us out there.
Right.
But it's pretty good. Yeah, man, this is where we make all this shit. Yeah, built this thing by hand.
I gotta say, this is like one of the dopest places I've been.
Yeah? Word. Hey, I'll take that. Fuck yeah.
No lie. So one thing I want to say is you have a unique sound.
Thank you.
And I mean, the only other person, or I guess people that I could maybe think to compare your sound, especially on the project. Trust, there's always an alternative out now.
Go get it.
All
everywhere.
streaming platforms. Yes, exactly. There's just such unique sound on this project, and again, the only people that I can maybe compare it to would be something like maybe if Tech9 or Eminem, when they do some of the rock stuff. That's the only people I can maybe get it close to.
Tech9 and his rock side is a real big inspiration.
But the thing is, stylistically, your voice, the way you do your music is completely on your own.
Thank you.
So, and it's dope because I think it carries on the tradition of hip hop, which is having your own style. Having your own style, being very unique to your own style.
Being yourself.
Exactly.
Being
so,
unique,
when did you start crafting and carving out your own sound, especially for this project? When was that decision made?
I can tell you the day that Alt Trap was created.
Okay.
August 24th, 2017. The day that we track listed the Up to 11 EP. Now that was the day it manifested. That was day one. That was groundbreaking. But it was always something that's developed in my mind. I didn't listen to hip hop until I was about 12, 13 years old. Styles like Rage the Machine and TFK, those are like as close as I would have gotten to hip hop up until like 2010, 2009, and like that's when I started digging into these things. And you kind of find yourself in a spot when you grow up under a roof per se, and you're like, oh well, like let's build a bigger roof, and then you start building and you're like, damn, there's a lot more roof out there. There's a lot more building material that could be used.
Right.
And so when I not necessarily made the switch, I guess it was kind of a switch from the majority of the rock and metal to hip hop. I always wanted that sound, right? And Linkin Park, another one, growing up on Mike Shinoda, just the way that he produces and the way that he raps on top of the metal, it's mind-blowing to me. It's absolutely insane, and like that's always one person I looked up to. And another up-and-coming artist who I noticed before they got signed is now on Fueled by Ramen. His name's Grandson. He's a really big artist.
Okay.
I think it was like his third single. I think it was like Best Friends came out when I found him. But yeah, he like dropped like these 3 solo singles, and this was like a couple of days before Alex and I were actually going to do the groundbreak on day 1 of August.
And Alex is who?
My guitarist. Sorry, Alex Slade.
Okay.
Yes, I make all of my music with a guitarist.
With the guitarist,
yes,
I noticed that.
So that's
like
the
all
alt
over
trap
the
sound.
Right.
Yeah, it's on everything. And we use different styles of guitar, so a lot of different genres. So it's a constant sound with a change of genres, moods, and tempo. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, just going back to like the whole Linkin Park Mike Shinoda thing, Grandson is a big artist, and now he's like working with him. And so now I see these guys who go from when I see them with 20,000 fans, and then they blow up to 20 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and they're working with my like the legends that I've always wanted to work with, right? It's like, that's possible. Let's go and get that. So when we combined the hip hop with the rock, it was really to grab at a broader audience, because it's
build that roof that you
different.
said. So what were you listening to before you started listening to hip hop? Because you said you started listening to
a lot of metal. Let's see. I listen to a lot of newer music now.
Zach's pulling out his
I gotta pull out the phone. I have 15.
Okay.
I
got my
have
phone out too, so
15,000
it's all
songs in my Google Play that I listen to on a regular basis. I literally just put the entire thing on shuffle.
Yeah, I heard about that. You got like an extensive.
Yeah, dude, I got 15,000 plus songs. It's crazy.
That's insane.
All Time Low. I'm stuck in the A's, so I'm sorry if this seems like a little bit weird.
It's all good.
Eminem was a really good one because he did infuse like that rock and roll,
Yeah.
and it wasn't metal, but it was like American rock and roll.
Right.
And that was really, really cool for me to see. Irish. Yeah, dude, like I can scroll here forever. A lot of rock. I wish I could recall these names, but like Rage the Machine, TFK.
And who was the one that put you onto rock? Was it your parents that was
it was
playing
my
in the
dad.
household?
My dad was like a big blues guy. Like Bob Dylan was a big thing for him, and so like being able to grow up around those sounds, that definitely it's definitely an influence for sure.
Did he ever listen to like B.B. King or anything like that?
A little bit of B.B. King, yeah. And my dad loves Bob Marley.
Hey,
that's another really big one.
Yeah,
I listened to that as a kid a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. I want to be able to take the musical opportunity. I guess not like an opportunity, but like the enabled vision that I was able to see as a child growing up, because like it's stagnant. You're not really the person that puts it there. It's your parents or whoever is like raising you, right? So it was very important for me as a kid when my dad would play like those Bob Dylan records or the Bob Marley records. But it's crazy, dude. It absolutely brings a whole other dimension to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that I wanted to clarify, and I had to ask you about this before we started the interview, is there's another Zach Taylor out there.
Yes, unfortunately there is.
Okay, so if anybody who is on Tidal like me, who goes and searches his back catalog, you're going to see that there's another Zach Taylor. So we just want to clear the air. That is not this Zach Taylor.
Yeah. So while I was on a hiatus from the previous project to the Backgrounder tape, there was about 16 months in between. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't on social media. I deleted everything, deleted all the music, and I wanted to rebrand myself. And as I rebranded myself, lo and behold, this other Zach Taylor just appears out of the States, out of nowhere, and he drops 3 songs. And I'm just like, dang, this is hurt. It's kind of good, though, for like the other streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. You won't get confused on those things. But yeah, there's the odd streaming service like Tidal that will have both of our music on one profile. So all the projects, the EPs and the full-length projects are mine. There's just 3 singles that were released before any of my stuff was released.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like he's releasing any music.
Right.
It's not like he's a current name. It's not like he's still... I don't know if he's still going.
Well, he could be.
He could be. I don't know.
He could. At any point, he could start releasing music.
Who knows? We don't know. But he sure shit ain't going to be on my Spotify, that's for sure.
Word. So then what happens if he does start releasing music, and then is there a fight over the name? Is there like a beef over the name? Or?
Not a beef. There was. It kind of was. We had a point of contact.
Really?
My management and his management. Yeah. No, it was an interesting thing. It was... I think it was as the Backgrounder tape was coming out or something. But I remember we applied for the Spotify account, and they gave it to us. And his management's email was underneath it. And we were like, you know what? We're the admin now. We're going to remove his management. And then they sent us an email. And like it was a weak ass threat. It was terrible because you can't, like, you don't own a name. As bad as it sounds, like we were talking earlier, the example, I could release songs under the name Chance the Rapper and absolutely no one could do anything about it. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I can release songs under the name Chance the Rapper and he is unable to sue me for it.
And why is that? Isn't there like a sort of name? Isn't there like a copyright? Like, can't you?
No. We had, I wish I remembered the specifics of this, but I do remember I had a 25-minute conversation with an industry professional. He was looking at me at the time. We were looking about signing. And I went and asked him. And I was like, yo, like, this guy's, like, coming after me, like, for the name. And he was like, let him do what he wants. Let him talk all that shit. He's not going to be able to do anything. You can't sue anybody on that for some reason. He explained the reason, but I can't remember. But, yeah. The bottom of the line, okay. You can drop a song as Chance the Rapper. No one can do it.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, we're not lawyers here, so it's not like we know the little intricate
that's more of his expertise. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess
he's gone.
It's I guess it's when, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, go for it.
I guess it's when you start making money off someone's likeness. So if you start using their face or something like that, then they
now that's a completely different ballgame. If we're using their voice or their face, that's game over.
Right.
Yeah, that's done. But you could be Chance the Rapper, and no one can do anything about it.
In fact, I'm not trying to be the Chance the Rapper, but okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Word. Okay, so I guess anyway, the point is that is not the same Zach Taylor, but Zach Taylor does have music out today.
A lot of music, and a lot more music than this guy does. And personally, I think it's a lot better, but that's just because I hand produce everything. But that's biased opinion.
Now, I've heard you say before that 2016 is the year of change.
Okay. You kept it real good with me.
2017 is the year of success.
Yeah.
And 2018 is the year of growth.
Yes.
How factual has that been to your life?
150%. It was crazy because this isn't my concept at all. This is Slade's concept, my guitarist. Slade is one of the most unbelievable dudes I have ever met in my entire life. Just a pure spirit. I love that dude. He is the older brother that I never had. I'm so grateful for him. And when we first met, we were both going through probably some of the worst times in our life. I know for a fact that he was. It was a hard time. And the time that we were working through that, we met November 24th, 2016 at the Blind Beggar. And just a week after that, he came up with this concept as the year of. And so this entire 2016, he was living off of, this is the year of change. Everything is going to shift for us. And it did. Like, my girlfriend left me. I lost my job. Like, my entire life, bro, flipped upside down. And all that I had was this recording equipment and Alex. And I was in such a spot. You're better at this than I am. What was the second one?
The year of success.
The year of success.
2017.
Right. 2017, the year of success. We did 30-page shows. We did like 20 to 30-page shows. We did 3 shows a month. And yeah, at least two of them were always paid. It was amazing. I got to open up for nationally known names. I got to open up for one of my favorite acts, Bliss and Esso, who is an Australian rap group. And I was the only opener for them. And like the stuff that we were able to do and all of the interviews and the press, it was incredible. The year of success, I didn't have to have a job. Me and Alex, or not me and Alex, I am the solo name of it, right? And I bring on the people as my band. But if I do good, everybody does good. If I get paid, everybody gets paid. And I was at a point, like, I'm living at home. Like, I understand that, but I'm also covering everything. Like, I don't ask my parents for anything. I didn't need that support. I felt that we reached, like, not the pinnacle, but we hit a ledge.
Yeah, you're and I'm
like,
right now.
And I'm like, I know, right? And you sit there, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I sit there and I look at these checks, and I'm like, fuck. I did basically nothing for this 3-digit check. You know what I'm saying? And that's what blew my mind. And it kept rolling in and rolling in and rolling in. And the year of success was absolutely incredible. We were able to do things that we were never able to do. And I would disagree to say that maybe even it followed into 2018 a bit. That we had a bit of success here where we went on tour for the first time. We went and headlined out in Nelson, which was incredible. That's crazy, right? And shout out to Need for the opportunity. Like
oh wait, Nelson, BC?
Yeah.
Was that the one with Zoe and
Yeah,
and
when I was with Rubik's.
Yeah,
those are my boys. Yeah, we went out to Nelson together. We got hella lit. We went on a boat.
Yeah. Okay, hold up. I wanted to if we could tell a story here because I heard some shit happen. This is secondhand information.
Oh, I don't know if I want to tell this story.
I don't know if we can. Okay, maybe because it's putting people out there.
I know the story. I think I know the story.
Some shit happened.
Did Zoe tell you the story?
She told us shout out. Hold on. So we'll clarify. Zoe, somebody who is super good friend of the show, super good friend just in general. She hosts Cypher Club every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Shout
a
out
dope
to
MC.
Zoe.
Yeah, shouts out to Zoe. Super dope person. She went out to the Nelson concert with you.
Yeah.
And she came back and told us that something had happened where I don't know if she wants me to put it out there.
I know exactly what it is. Okay, so here's the thing.
Maybe you can tell as much as you can about what happened.
Okay, so
Zoe, we love you, but we just, you know what I mean?
I don't know if this is the story.
Good hip-hop heads. It is Esteban Xound. So this part of the podcast, unfortunately, we had to take out due to a personal request by Zach Taylor. Now, it was a funny story. I really wish that we could have kept it in there, if I'm going to be honest. But due to a personal request, I had to respect it and take it out. So, if you guys are wondering what happened to this part, this segment, that is what happened. Thanks, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, Nelson was a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, how many stories like that do you have? We won't get into all of them. Because you've been out on the road, you performed and everything. So, how many of those stories do you have? How often are artists put in that kind of position?
Not a lot, to be honest with you. I kind of put myself in that position. It was kind of my fault.
Okay.
It wasn't her bad at all. It was my fault. I should have been more aware. I wasn't being smart. Everyone was fine at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But like, I got a bunch of other stories. Just people like gassing us up is a lot that comes to mind. Is when we get off stage and everyone comes up and they're just like, you should not be first, you should not be up first, you should be even headlining this thing. And even headliners tell us this stuff, and that stuff blows my mind more than just like cool stories. But like, yeah, that's crazy, man. It happened more than I'd like it to. Unfortunately, it happens a lot, and I don't know whose whose position that is, or whose fault that we were playing first. But I don't know. Maybe someone should slide us a position closer. You know what I'm saying? Later in the night. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I noticed is like you have a lot of confidence.
Thank you.
In what you're doing.
Thank you.
And one thing that I want to clarify: when people hear confidence, I feel like they get it mistaken with cloud chasing.
Mm-hmm. That could also be a big thing. Oh yeah.
Right, and one thing I want to clarify, because I think, and I don't want this to turn into a beef. I don't know the guy personally, but I think somebody who's a good example of that is Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Who he and you don't have to touch on this if you don't want to, but this is just my opinion from what I've seen in my interviews and everything.
Yeah.
Of interviews of him. Sorry about that. He the way he talks about, I'm untouchable, nobody can touch me, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
His kind of confidence seems rooted in a degree of ignorance, and obviously we see the effects of that.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But I feel like when it comes to your confidence, it's rooted in a place of knowledge.
Well, that's where I try to differentiate, is because I'm not going to be quiet about my accomplishments just because you couldn't, and I don't expect you to do the same. The problem is nowadays is we get pissed off about it. And no worries, dude. There's two ways that we can go on about getting pissed about it. Because I'll be honest, whenever I see somebody doing better than me, I get pissed. I get pissed for success. I feel like that's what drives a successful person. I don't feel like if you were to mope around and been like, oh, well, like, he went and, like, got that, and then you don't go and get it, that doesn't make sense, right? I'm not gonna, not necessarily lower myself, but I'm not gonna put a muzzle on myself. I'm not gonna filter myself just because you feel insecure. Like, I'll feel insecure about something somebody else tells me. They're like, oh, I did this, but I'm gonna use my pissed off anger energy to push me from behind, and I'm gonna go and get that because I don't want you to have that. I want that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like That is a big, big, big key. You can confuse cockiness for confidence, but you can also get lost in cockiness when you think that you're confident. It is ridiculously easy. It's like Chandler says, you have to pick your moments. You have to make sure that when you're talking about a specific thing, that it's an appropriate time. I remember one artist, not going to name the artist because I don't got a beef with the dude, but just the first conversation that I had face to face with him, it was, I don't know if it was cockiness or confidence on his part, but it was definitely not the right place and time, because I'm meeting you for the first time, right? The first words out of your mouth shouldn't be a boast. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't fucking know you. It's like, that's cool, like, good for you, but like, at what point does that involve me? At what point did you think that I cared? Like, 3, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So be confident. Be confident to the point where you're almost cocky. You have to sit right at that line. I'm not gonna lie. You have to sit right at that line. Fuck everybody else. Break some hearts, make some feelings hurt, and go do you. Go get your bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let anybody get in your way because of that. Like, because of what that kid said, I now want what that kid said that he had. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna use that as energy.
A motivation.
Yeah,
it's
hell
like
yeah.
energy.
Hell yeah. And I hate to say it, but Alex and I did it the year after, bro. Like, we
okay,
like,
there you go.
you.
No, talk your shit, man.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, man, no, like, I don't want to name names, I don't got a beef, but like, I want people to make sure that you know when you talk to people, especially people that you don't know, don't be going and gassing yourself up to a point, because you need to establish rapport first. You need to establish who you are first as an artist. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about your favorite artists. What's your favorite song that you've done? Yo, leak me some new material. I'll do the same. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, you'd be like, yo, I did this. Instead of being like, hey man, nice to meet you. I did this.
You gotta reel them in a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta reel them in.
You gotta pick your moments.
Absolutely.
Be cocky, or be confident to the point where you're almost cocky, but you're not, because you're able to sit back, view every angle, view every point, and it's not impossible, but it is very hard to miss things at that point.
Okay, and one thing I want to say is, like, when it comes to your music, it seems like you got a big chip on your shoulder.
Thank you.
it seems like, and obviously that ties into underdog.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to be the Dre of my time. I'm not gonna be quiet about it. I'm going for my Dre spot. I'm going for my J spot. I may not have 1 billion streams, but I'm $1 billion. That's for sure.
Word.
Hit me with it. Yeah, that's my.
Where does that come from? Because not everybody. I don't hear everybody talk like that. Obviously, artists.
A lot.
Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. Lot.
That's my bad.
A lot of being told no. A lot of bigger people, or not bigger people, and people who think that they got power, pushing you down, and people telling other people not to work with you. Like I said, it's all of taking that anger. I'm pissed off 24/7, dog. I deal with so much shit. Like, I love Jeremy. Jeremy makes my life so much easier, but Jeremy pisses me off, and I piss Jeremy off, and it's just like I piss Sully off, and Sully pisses me off. Or you have to learn what to do with it. And so I'm at the point. I'm going to open up a little bit here. Unfortunately, I'm at a point where I'm actually on a permanent medical leave. I'm not allowed to work, actually, due to some mental stuff. And so
really,
yeah. And so,
well, if you want to touch on it, because here I'll step forward first.
Aight.
Because I feel like a lot of us deal with this sort of mental health that we talk about, and I feel like the more we talk about it, the more other people can understand that it's not weird.
Absolutely.
So I'll step out first and say that I went to the hospital. I was hospitalized for psychosis.
Yeah, you're telling me that's crazy.
Right, and I guess what they're trying to diagnose me with is schizophrenia. So I possibly am a schizophrenic. And I feel like like these things you don't know whether they're gonna happen or not. But
Oh yeah, absolutely, dog.
you know, but they just it happens, right?
Yeah.
So, but that being said, that doesn't stop me from accomplishing my goals.
Yeah. It's
So
definitely something.
What happened with you, if you can speak on it?
Oh yeah, man. So, I went through a lot of childhood trauma. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a scar on my throat here, and I'm actually missing half of my chest.
Really?
Yeah. So I had a surgery on my first not on my first birthday. On my first birthday, I stopped breathing on the highway between Calgary and Edmonton. And my dad pulled off on this little strip, which didn't exist a couple of years later, which is absolutely crazy. And I got airlifted to Calgary. I was in and out of the hospital. I was like 4 or 5. Take home nurse till I was like 6. It was absolutely crazy. And then a continuation of things. So that when you're a child, your first 3 years is when your brain really develops,
right?
And it understands the environment that it's in, regardless of if that environment is going to change or not. So when I was in the hospital and being sedated for weeks on end for comas and whatnot, like drug-induced comas, my brain is now developing this survival tactic, right? Without me even knowing it. And then I went through years of physical abuse at school, even through students and teachers. It was
really,
yeah, dude. I was abused by a teacher in junior high.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Like a teacher was putting hands on you?
Yeah, a teacher laid hands on me. Several teachers. So
that's wild.
Here's a crazy story. One day, I was passing this teacher's class I didn't like. I found this Coke bottle or something. It was like half full. I threw it at the door, and I just took off. And he like opens the door, and he was like, "You, did you throw that?" And he chases me down the hall, grabs me by both hands, pulls me into his room, and then 30 of his students beat me up.
No, are you serious?
On God. I was beat up in his class, and I went to push back, and then I got hit, and he was like, "You know, if you didn't push back, you wouldn't be doing this shit." Like legit just doing nothing but fortifying that I am helpless and useless. And that's not the only teacher at that school that did that. It was ridiculous, bro.
Hold up, but wouldn't like a student say something if something like
that
happened?
but I was diagnosed with so much stuff that I was based unbelievable, that they couldn't believe me. I was diagnosed as defiant at the age of 9.
So nobody believed you at that point?
No one believed
That's
me.
wild.
Yeah, bro.
Really?
So I went through that whole 3 years of junior high being physically abused. I was in and out of the hospital. Like, dude, my hospital record's like 4 feet thick.
Okay.
Fucked up. Absolutely fucked up. From there, it was 4 high schools in 3 years.
Right, I heard that you moved multiple high schools and everything.
Bullshit, dude. Yeah, I went from homeschool to private school to 2 different private schools, and I was abused at one of the private schools. And then I went to Alternative High, which is a school for kids who don't know how to socialize and to learn. And I was just kept getting put down and put down. I became really suicidal. I was in and out of the hospital a shit ton. Oh, sorry. And then, like, I go through rages like ridiculous. I went to a doctor one time, and he told me, "You have borderline personality disorder." And I read all of these things, and I was like, that's looking into a fucking mirror. Like, that's absolutely crazy. And then we tried doing a whole lot of different therapies, and we ended up making a lot of stuff worse. We did a therapy, I can't remember what it's called, lens therapy, that's what it was called. They interrupt, disrupt, and reconnect signals within your brain.
Was that like the shock therapy or whatever?
No, it's completely different. It's they put these little lobes on your ears, and then you got 24 parts in your head where they can like place these tabs, and the session runs 1 second. That's as long as you can do it for. And I did it for 1 second. I was vibrating like this. I couldn't stop moving. I was angry for 2 weeks straight. I woke up angry. I went to bed angry. And this is while I'm trying to finish the alternative. And it was such a strain. And then on top of that, this whole thing to blow it up, we went to a new doctor because of that whole shit that happened. And I'm currently seeing him now. 1, they deemed me unable to work. 2, they did a brain scan and it's absolutely horrifying. They did some other testing, and it turns out that I don't have borderline personality disorder.
Okay, that's good.
So, unfortunately, it's a bit more on the extreme side of it. My brain, after all of these years of trying to deal with this trauma, it has decided to reject, it's going to sound weird, but the host, me. So now my brain runs on its own. This doctor sat me down and he told me I am going to be unable to control how I feel. If there's something that I don't want to do, I will never in a million years be able to convince myself to do this. And just like a bunch of other daily things, and I just felt like...
Was there a specific diagnosis that they gave you?
No, it's literally brain damage.
Okay.
It's brain damage, yeah. And so there is a way to come back from it. He looked at my brain scan and it was similar to his, and this is why he's in this field now today. And he says that there is ways to come back from it. Personally, I've been with this shit since I was a kid, right? So I don't see another way out. And that's why I wrote songs like Kick Push and Don't Wake Me Up, because I needed to...
That's a hell of a song.
Thank you. Yeah, bro. I remember just sitting with the beat. My homie King Rich, shout out to him, Only Gods. They made the alt trap jacket and everything. But he sent me this beat, and I remember the first time I heard it, it almost brought me to tears, bro. I was like, this is so deep. And I had a conversation with Sully Cisco, who's the co-founder and the other artist, or one of the other artists on Underdog. And he was like, dude, you got to get this shit out. Like, this was right as I did that lens therapy and fucked my whole shit up.
Right, like a lot was going on.
A lot was going on. And so I went on another hiatus. I disappeared. I deleted all the music off of everything. I told myself I was never coming back. Told myself I was done. Said that this was the end of it. And I put the notice out, and I was like, I'm going through a lot of shit right now. And the amount of people that I don't know that hit me up and they were like, you got this, bro. Like, your music, it's incredible. It changed my life. Like, all of these messages, like, bro, it was unbelievable. Like, I couldn't process it all. I had to take a week off of social media just to be like, okay, maybe there is a way to come back from this. Maybe there is still people out there that want to see this. And it was definitely one of those turning points. And at that point, I deleted all the masters for the album.
Really?
The masters, not the files.
Okay.
I kept the Pro Tools files, but I deleted the masters of all the instruments, the instrumentals and the songs. So that's 15 instrumentals and 15 songs. And then in a couple of weeks, I just sat down in here 14 hours a day, probably for like 4 or 5 days, and we remixed and remastered everything from head to toe. And I remember Alex he cares a lot, but he's also the person to keep going. Don't look back, keep going. He wasn't a fan that I deleted the music. He wasn't a fan that I deleted the masters. And he was like, this was really good, Zach. Like, you had something really good. You shouldn't have done that. And then after that whole thing, and I brought him the new masters, he listened to it and he was like, this is incredible. This is crazy. Just the amount of difference in quality from having to sit there and buffer through it. You can still get the good out of the shit.
And one thing that you said is that you mixed and you mastered it, right? Like, you remixed and everything?
Everything, yeah.
Right.
Every beat, every snare, hi-hat, everything. Every layer was remixed and remastered.
So, and that's one thing that I noticed. Like you said, you write, you rap, I guess...
I do everything. I do all the artwork that you see for the Underdogs. Like, I do it. Like, Vars's artwork for the Alpha and Omega. We did that here in the studio. The Alternative, it's my dad holding a book. My dad is actually my
I was going to ask, who is that on the cover?
That's my pops. Yeah. So
Got it.
I'm a huge Marvel fan, if you didn't know. My pops, he's my Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Shit. Yo. Okay, I also like to point something out. Apparently, we talked about this before we started, but you ran into me at a music video shoot.
Yes, I did.
We met at a music video shoot.
You know what's wild?
I thought that was crazy.
So the first time me and Zach Taylor met, so we met before. This is the first time.
I didn't know that, and I apologize profusely.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So the first time that we met, and I didn't think he was gonna remember this, so that's why I had to bring it up. But this was when I was still trying to rap, and I remember I performed over at the Gateway. It was a little open mic or whatever. You know, nothing big. And I remember I got off stage and I was heading to work and I was taking the train. And at the train station, I see Zach and 2 other people there.
Who we won't name because they're snakes.
We won't name. I mean, we'll touch on that if you want to, but
later.
I remember, and I remember seeing him from Instagram, and I was like, and one thing that I always try to do, if I see somebody that I know, especially, I mean, if they're not busy, I try to go and say what's good.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, let me say what's good. And I was like, hey, I remember
Lo and
you.
behold, that's fucking wow. Yeah. No, I remember that. It took me a minute. But that's crazy. You were one of the first people that came up to me. One of the first 10 people that came up to me like, yo, you're Zach Taylor. And I'm like, holy shit, yeah. That was a really surreal moment. That was so cool. That was really cool. Yeah, we were filming the alternating music video, which is out now everywhere. Go stream that. Go watch the music video. Yeah, man, that's so crazy. I didn't know that until he mentioned it.
Okay, like, one thing it's bothering me.
Oh, go for it.
One thing I wanted to ask you is, did you ever consider going to therapy, dealing with any of the issues that you dealt with?
Yes, I'm required to actually go see a trauma therapist, not even just a therapist.
Sorry to bring this back, but I want to.
I should. I really should.
Okay.
Though another aspect of it, I don't feel like talking about it. I got my boys. I got Nee and Selly. Those are the 2 main guys that I call. Nee and Selly are the 2 guys that I can lean on, and my girlfriend too. She's an angel. She really, really, really helps me. But the one thing is, now that I'm in this position and I'm unable to work, and now we're in the midst of relaunching that year of success again for next year, it put a strain on my mental because of the finances for my family.
Okay.
I didn't want that to happen. That's not something that I wanted to do. And the lens therapy was something that I held off for months and months because it seemed like so much to me, and that's just not something that I wanted to do. And so I'm doing this other therapy with them, the thing that the office, this neuro office, wants me to do. And like, I am required by a doctor to see a trauma therapist, but I haven't. I feel like I got a good support network.
Yeah, as long as you're getting it out to somebody, because I think
my girlfriend's a big help in that.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think as long as you have somebody to get it out to, and the reason why I want to bring this up is because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are going through a lot of things, and maybe they, you know what I mean, they don't know how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Right? So
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Oh shit!
I'm definitely somebody who's like, you know what I mean, who struggles with mental health and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think it's important for us to get that out there and to just say that, you know what, it's okay. You know what I mean? Everybody goes through some things.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's got to deal with some shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I'm not saying this goes for everybody, but it's sure a trip when you sit in a doctor's office and he's like, your brain is killing you. You can't really do anything. You're kind of just gonna have to go with it, and you sit there and you're like, well, fuck. Like what do I do, right? What do I do when I get into these things? And literally, like, sometimes all that you can do is go through the motions, is make sure that you got your head on.
Right.
And sometimes maybe you gotta punch stuff. And
it hasn't, yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just gotta punch a hole in the wall. And it hasn't.
I fucking feel that.
It hasn't stopped you from doing what you want to do.
That dent right there is probably from my foot.
Okay, I can kind of see.
Yeah, see that crack?
Right, yeah. But,
put a hole in the
it hasn't stopped you from doing what you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
it seems like it just propels you forward.
Yeah, one thing. Oh, I can't remember who said it. It was in a song. It was, fear is a powerful thing. If you can somehow manage to get that fear behind you instead of in front of you, that's a powerful thing. I feel like fear is what drives my success. We're in the hood right now. We don't.
Right, facts.
A lot of people, they don't come out of here. You know what I'm saying? I remember I went to a music video shoot for a song I was featured on, and this homeboy of one of the artists who was there was just chopping up, and I'm like, yeah, like, where you from? Northeast side? And he was like, yeah, where you from? I'm like, oh yeah, Northeast, born and raised. We've been here all life. And he was like, yeah, man. I was like, dog, like, I can't fucking wait to get out. And he laughed, and I was like, what? He was like, no one makes it out of here. And I was like, that in itself will drive me to get the fuck out of here. Like, that police chase that just happened, that was 2 blocks.
I didn't hear about this. Wow.
There was a high-speed police chase 2 blocks from here. The officer that was shot over the summer was 3 blocks from here. This is where me and my friends grew up and we played. Yeah, no lie. No fucking lie.
I mean, we're in the hood of Calgary.
He was shot within feet
That's facts.
of where we played as kids. There was another gentleman in Forest Lawn, just south of here. I heard the gunshot that took his life. It's crazy, dog. Especially this year. This year, for some reason, streets are hot, and I'm not a big fan of that. I got a younger sister. I got a baby sister. She's 14 years old. Gotta make sure we keep her safe, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that people are going out here and literally just, like, popping people. It's like, fuck. Like, come on, man. Like, this is a random dude we're talking about. This ain't even, like, gang affiliated. This ain't you got beef. This wasn't y'all was scrapping. But, like, mans didn't move and you pulled out a gat. Like, that's whack shit, bro. Like, that kind of shit. And, like, knowing that it happened, like, a walk from here, it's scary, bro. And so that fear, you gotta take that and you gotta use that as fuel instead of using it as a barricade.
One thing that I noticed that most of the Northeast artists have is there's a lot of community. Mm-hmm. Like people like fuck with each other when it comes to the Northeast. Like
Cash Cody Records, that's the fam, bro. 17, Prophet. We talked about Prophet. I told you to holler at Prophet. Yeah, man, those guys, they're doing some serious stuff. They're working with a lot of the boys. A producer that we work with heavy is producing a lot for Cash. His name's Currency Beats. Go check him out. Go get some of his.
Oh yeah, I met him.
Yeah, Brady, it's a boy. Yeah, Brady's
a cool dude.
We were in the not the den. Sorry, we were at his studio the other day. We got a banger for the next one, bro.
Word. One thing, yeah, I remember I met him over at it was the Killy concert. And
I wanted to go to that.
Yeah, it was actually.
I didn't know Calm Down was going. I would have went just for Calm Down.
They're good.
They're so good. Like, we listened to them back in high school. We would bump a Canada or Atlanta or whatever. It was like Atlanta, Canada, combined word.
Yeah, their projects.
Atlanta, something like that. But yo, I legit like Calm Down. Like, used to bump these guys.
Yeah. Anyway, they performed over at the Commonwealth at the Killy concert.
Sorry.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Castro and Fiji was better though. Go listen to that. That shit's fire. Okay. Toronto, mans. But yeah, I heard that concert was sick.
Yeah, he was.
I would have went to that.
It was dope. And he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, you do the reviews," and I was like, "That's the first time somebody came up and recognized me for that shit." I was like, "Word."
Yeah, that's facts. That's sick. Yeah, no, Brady's good company.
Whole lot of life to live and I got a whole lot of money to spend, so I bother worrying about all the things I don't wanna. I've been focused on the green since I got her.
Yo, I'm locked and I'm loaded. I don't say it, I show it. Yeah, I'm weird and I know it. Drum my flow like a stolen. Round apart like some soda. Yeah, it's hard to be chosen. Boys to clear and get roasted. Shock the buildings on the voting. Ran the rock in my head. Deceiving like look. Approached by people in public, but they don't really know me. Nah. So big ups to all my day one homies who be taking shots like Kobe. Winning like with our goalie, yeah. You're like a faith, that's a parallel. On the contrary, I'm doing very well. It'd be a miracle if you ever excelled. If you couldn't tell, you're stuck in a cycle like a carousel. But I'm for the game up. It's about time that the squad gets famous. I beat the beat as hard as a racers. He'd be beyond foolish if you were to face us. Woo!
Whole lot of life to live and I got a whole lot of money to spend, so why bother worrying about all the things I don't wanna. I'm focused on the brains I got it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I get my heat overseas from Germany. Yo, these foreign girls got me feeling tense. I don't watch your moves past her currently. Let be a universal language, I speak fluently. Someone get me another bottle of rosé. Keep them coming till I say so, okay. You be flipping over this truck, so it's Soleil. Fresh but fresh, got the vibe of a subway. Make way, big boss type coming there. It's a mystery to me when they ain't feeling, If I don't get it now, how am I gonna get it then? Plus I'm down for the fam, who else gon' get it for them? Don't like a challenge, don't even bother. Jay-Z famous, I plan on going way farther. One day gonna boss up both my mother and my father. You do this for kicks, I do this cause I got it for real.
Whole lot of life to live and I got a whole lot of money to spend, so why bother worrying about all the things I don't wanna. I'm focused on the brains I got it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whole lot of life to live and I gotta.
So this kind of leads into, because you were talking on the Northeast,
Yeah.
this kind of leads into a segment that I want to do. It's
Okay.
called Influence or No Influence.
Okay.
So I'm basically gonna name a list of rappers.
Okay.
You tell me whether you were influenced by them or not, whether it's personally or whether it's musically, however it may be.
I feel like
And then-
if you've been watching some of my interviews, I know which ones you're gonna pull out.
And then hold up, let me get to it. And then you tell me if you were influenced, how you were influenced by them.
Okay.
So we'll start off. You already said their names, but I want to bring it up again. 17, John.
Yeah, that's the man. Man's
Influence
wavy.
or no influence?
Yeah, man, I'm influenced by him. I'm influenced by his spirit. I'll tell you for a fact, I don't think that there is a better person to get high with and have a conversation than Sean. Literally just the way that he thinks. And I say this in every interview that I do. 17's mind, genius, bro.
Yeah, he
Flat
is.
out genius.
Yeah,
This
facts.
guy, he doesn't stop thinking. He can't stop thinking. And that's the beauty of it, is these concepts and ideas, they keep coming. And there's songs that I've heard him write in the studio that will never come out. And I'm like, that should be a hit. That should be a hit. But he's able to shrink it down. And he's able to visualize and not really tunnel vision, but really focus at what he wants. And he's really good at obtaining it. Him and Cash Coley, they got one hell of a team, dog. If Underdog is competing with anybody, it's only Cash Coley.
KCR.
Only. Everybody else in the city, you're no competition to me. I don't, like, we're boys, we could be cool, but like, for content wise, the only person fucking with us right now is Cash Coley Records.
Okay.
They're crazy. I love their content, I love their quality, and I love their consistency. Absolutely.
Word. Okay, so I guess you kind of touched on Cash. So how about Profit? Influence or no influence?
Yes, Profit for sure. Profit's an influence. I feel that if you want to step up your lyricism game, if you want to feel bad about your raps, go fucking bump some Profit. Like, bro, I still bump 94 Feelin'. Like, that's my shit.
That's a 94
That's a
feeling.
94 feeling. Yup. Yup.
That's off of the bear market.
Yeah, the bear market. Yeah, dude. I've been bumping that still. Like, Prophet's bars, they're prime, bro. I'd love to work with Prophet again. I wanna my dream song right now would be me, Prophet, Lyric, and Oliver Throne.
Okay.
I would want those 4 on a song. I'm gonna make a beat for them. I put it out on social media because somebody asked me. They were like, who would you want to work with? But I want those 3 dudes on one song with me, and I'm gonna make a beat for them, and don't you worry, boys, I'm gonna call you.
Word. Linkin Park, influence or no influence?
Oh, Linkin Park, Chester, Shinoda more than anything. It was a huge toll when Chester killed himself. That was a big thing for me. I went through a lot of hard times when that happened, and just watching how Mike came through all of this, not only being able to come on top, I hopefully emotionally, but he's still Mike. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of people lose when things explode like this. Everything goes to shit, and everybody is stuck in the middle of nowhere with their dicks in their hands, right? But Mike, the way Mike had the glow up in 2018, probably, in my opinion. Like, I've been waiting for Mike music. I really wish that it didn't come to that, for that him to do that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Okay.
That's tough, but like, Mike as a producer, like, that's a legend, bro. That he will go down as one of the best producers of all time. Hands down. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, absolutely. Crazy. Kendrick Lamar was one of the first artists I listened to when I got into rap. Good Kid, Mad City was probably the 3rd album I listened to.
Okay.
It is one of the only albums that I can listen to cover to cover, no skips, not a second missed. And I love everything about it. And it's kind of different. I didn't grow up gangbang. I didn't grow up doing this kind of things. I didn't grow up selling drugs. Like, I knew the people that did. I don't go around strapping heat.
Right.
I know who does, though. So it was nice. It was nice to be able to be on the outside of something, but still lightly relate to it. Like, Calgary compared to Compton, you can't. Obviously, you
Absolutely
can't. You're going to call people, I can already see the comments now. They're going to be like, Calgary and Compton, you're fucking stupid. But, like,
right.
I'm not talking about
perspective.
the quality. I'm talking about the base of the environment. Like I said, yeah, the drugs, the guns, the racketeering, like, all this shit happens within my neighborhood. There was a 4 million coke bust just 3 blocks from, like, dog, I hate this place. If I'm being honest with you, I fucking hate this place. So going into rap, especially as a white kid, it was really challenging because, oh, you good? Yes. Okay, word. I wasn't sure you needed help. You're white. You're a white man in a black man's game, and that's a really tough thing. And that was something that I battled with a lot. They were like, you have to sound like this. You have to rap about like this. You're a pretty white boy. You got to make pop music. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I can do that, and I personally like to do a degree of that, but it is the reflection of the reality that I like, and being able to look at something and be like, you know what? Yeah, it's bad here. It may not be as bad as it where he was, but I'm able to relate on a level of that.
Right.
I can't stand this. I hate the fact that this is what we have to go through, that kids are being shot in our city, and it's whatever, you know? So being able to listen to something like that, and it was crazy just to be able to relate the slightest, because I didn't think I was going to be able to. It's gangster rap from Compton. It's not not something that a lot of people are going to be able to relate to, you know. So being able to take that, being able to take a whole story and just map it out, beautiful, fucking beautiful. Kendrick, greatest artist of all time. Kendrick's my number one.
Word.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. That's all good. I wanted to touch on this. Transit 22.
Trans is good, dude. Trans was the guy who gave me my start. He was the organizer of the Beltline Youth Center. He's still doing it. I don't know what it's called now, but they moved it to the North End. We talked the other day. Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool dude. His music isn't my thing, but that's okay. It can't be. It doesn't have to be.
Okay. So you would say not really like a big influence.
Not musically, no. I like the dude. I'm grateful for everything that he did for me. Shout out to Transit for literally, there would be no Zach Taylor. There would be no Underdog without Transit 22. Transit 22 was the guy that put Pro Tools in my hand.
Word.
Yeah, he got it in my hand, and I was able to have 3 years of hands-on experience with his guidance. It was absolutely incredible.
That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Belly.
Belly? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. We bump Belly all the time. Belly's the shit. Immigrant was hard.
I was about to ask, did you listen to the album?
The album, like Immigrant? Yeah. Yeah,
That's
was
one
good.
of my favorite projects of the year.
I prefer the other one.
Damn,
I can't remember what it's called. It's better. Insomnia was...
Mumble Rap.
Mumble Rap was better, sorry. Yeah, Insomnia was the other one. Mumble Rap was better. It was good. It had some bangers. It had some consistency. But it does not hit Mumble Rap. Mumble Rap was too good. It had hit after hit, and I feel like it has at least 2 classics on it.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my personal opinion.
All right, I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Canadian
a lot of
artists.
people say that Mumble Rap is a better project.
Mumble Rap is...
So I see where you're coming from.
Absolutely. Yes.
Tech 9.
Yes, absolutely. Tech 9, one of the first hip-hop artists I was able to listen to. Transit 22 put me onto him. He showed me Fragile for the first time, and I was took. It was weird. I grew up in a very religious household. I grew up Christian. I went to church every single week, and being able to see somebody else go through extreme shit and still have that kind of upbringing, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. I am a big fan of how he meshes rock and rap, and that is a big inspiration for Alex and I on Trust.
Okay, word.
Hell yeah.
Eminem.
Fuck yeah. Eminem? Hell yeah. Eminem all day long. M's second. M is my second. M's number 2 for me. Kendrick's got to be number 1. I'm sorry. But nobody on storytelling... Or not really storytelling. I feel like Kendrick can beat him on storytelling of a real life story, but of a fabricated story of like a fiction. Eminem, 10 out of 10. He would destroy that. Absolutely. It's crazy.
Nipsey Hussle.
I actually don't listen to Nipsey.
Damn. Okay.
My buddy X Tactic, it's one of his best favorite artists, and so he's been pestering me.
Bro,
you got to do this. I got to do it though. He is on my list. My music, it's huge, right? So I have
a lot of music.
I have for you it'd be a crazy annoying algorithm on how I listen to music and how I digest music. It's kind of weird, but he's on my list for that.
Word. Big Crit.
Big Crit. Love Big Crit. I love Big Crit for the fact that he produces most of his records, if not all of them, if I'm mistaken.
Yes.
He was one of the first, I feel like maybe in the first 2 years I started listening to hip-hop, I got into Big Crit. Musically, Big Crit isn't really an inspiration.
Okay.
I'm more of a fan. I appreciate his art. I appreciate his mind. His interviews are cool. They're alright. His music is great. I love his music. I made a beat kind of like him once, but other than that, Big Crit doesn't really...
Not a huge influence.
Not a huge influence.
Okay,
no.
okay.
Big fan, though. Big fan.
Logic.
Hell yeah. I feel like he is one of those people that get to sit on that line of cocky and confident. I feel like some people are pushing him over the line a little bit more. I'm not gonna say that Logic hasn't done some extremely corny shit, because Logic has done some extremely corny shit, but I feel like he gets too much of a hard time. I feel like people... See, here's what I don't get, okay? Take Wayne for an example. We have Wayne who comes in and he gets this wide variety of music, right? We have all the way from our club bangers from the late 90s, early 2000s, all the way to songs like the song with X, I can't remember, Don't Sleep.
Don't Cry.
Don't Cry, sorry. Yeah, Don't Cry. Like, you get a range like that. And you end up doing something for so long, you end up recycling words. It's not something that doesn't happen. And I feel like it's something that a lot of people are really, really technical on. I'm not going to say that his latest album, I'm talking about Logic, sorry, his latest album was the best, but people down talk him and don't remember, like, Under Pressure. And
that's a great album.
Dude, Under Pressure is also one of the only 5 albums that I can listen to all the way through, no skips, right? And dude, Under Pressure was also one of the first albums I listened to too. That's
the first album that I went to and bought with my own money.
That was a later album. I listened to that one in 2014. That was when I first started to go into the majority. Yeah, that one was a big one. I remember I listened to it on SoundCloud for the first time, and it only had the bits and pieces of it instead of
right, because he would put it on SoundCloud. I remember that.
Yeah,
yes.
And they had like that girl there who like operated the whole like the simulation or whatever they called it, and they're like, oh yeah, this is the Under Pressure album. I'm gonna be like taking you through the whole thing, and like it would be like weird cuts, and it wouldn't be like the full thing. But that was where I listened to it for the first time in 2014. I think it was September. September
2014, yes.
I also got in a crazy amount of knowledge on music. Dude, I want to do a game where once I finish going through all this music, because I had 8,000 songs when I got my laptop, and when I got my laptop, it obliterated all my playlists. So I had to recreate them all, and it had 0 plays on all of the songs. And so I'm going through like all of these songs, but once I get them done, I want to click shuffle on all 15,000. I want to see if I can guess the artist, the song, the album, and the year. And I think that'd be crazy good. But yeah, a little off-topic thing.
No, it's all good. It's all good. One thing I noticed you did with your project, I guess I'll kind of go off topic too. One thing I noticed you did with your project up to 11, you kind of had the little interlude as well.
Yeah, the intro.
Right.
So that's X Tactic's girlfriend. That's Amy, an old friend of ours. I think intros are really cool. I'm not a big fan of the intros themselves per se. If they were like a solo track, I usually delete them. I don't listen to them. Yeah.
I'm kind of like that too. I won't lie.
Yeah, so we keep the intros connected to the songs somehow. We have to make them flow with each other.
Right.
And so when we were making up to 11, I was like, this is the intro, sort of. This is the very, very watered down version of the alternative that we're going to make. And I want to take them on a crazy roller coaster ride. I kind of want to create this illusion of you're getting on a crazy ride. You're about to just like experience some crazy ass shit. So like I said, we do sound design here. And yeah, I made a theme park and all the noises, and we tracked her vocals and put effects on it to make it sound like it was like PA speakers, and then it would like delay in the way far back left ear or whatever, and like just to create ambiances. Those are a really big thing for us. Yeah, Trust didn't really have one. We had the interview clip from Bearded Ruckus.
Right.
Yeah, so actually, interesting story about that.
Hold up. Before you go on, because I want to touch on this later.
Go, sorry.
I want to touch on this later.
Okay.
The intro, if what you're going to say, I don't want to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Okay, we can talk about the intro later.
Okay,
That's fine, yeah. Okay, hit me with some more.
Okay, word.
Hit me with some more.
The last one I want to bring up is Will Smith.
Will Smith, fuck yeah! Will Smith, and that's because of the intro and the interview, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, no, Will Smith has my favorite song. My favorite song is from 1997. Fuck. Why is it skipping my head now?
Don't Say Nothing?
Yeah. Dude, how do you know me better than me? Holy shit. Yo, okay. I just want to say thank you. You did your research. I don't go to interviews where people like know me But like, dude, this is cool. Okay, you got me feeling some kind of way, Esteban. Alright,
hold up. So this is perfect because I heard you know every word on this song.
Oh my God, are we gonna do this?
Yes.
Okay,
I want to know if you can rap every word to this song.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna try to do this. Fuck yeah, we can do this.
Okay, so here
I don't know how well I'm gonna do.
Let's see.
But no phone. I won't Google the lyrics, and I'm gonna see what I can do.
Let's see what we can do.
Oh my God, no way, Esteban, you got me tripping. This is fucked. When I was talking about CD 86, audio, that's popcorn, and they weak. Then I mess around, I go world trade on them, bringing out the multi-plastic. Still got negativity to bring. Can I?
That's as far as we can go.
Take your place, allow me to flex the taste as my accomplishment. Spray in my comp like mace, so face me D-Star or stage your TV. My face be seen in almost every country. Grammy winner, soon to be Oscar nominee. Who he? That's just Jughead, straight from West Philly. Thought I was whack, cause I wanted to act. Now every brother and his mother that rap be trying to do that, the ill kid. $100 million bill kid, the one you wanna chill with. Come on, keep it real, kid. Don't try to act like the summer at the Greek. You won't be bumping the Big Willie in your Jeep. I know y'all still feel me, really don't act silly. Thought I fell off just because I left Philly. Took a break from the rap thing. When I had hiatus, I picked up the art of acting and multiplied papers. I chilled on silk sofas, chatting with Oprah. She asked me if it's true that me and Jeff broke up. Well, y'all kids busy playing drug pimping player. I was in my crib in Barbados, chilling with Jaya. Today, for Texas, me, the rad man. For things I can damn, I've always been a fan of his. Y'all know how it is. Oh wait, hold up, y'all don't. So look here, y'all don't say nothing, then I won't. Just don't say nothing. Dude, this is...
There you go.
Just don't say.
Second
Go
verse.
ahead. Ready to rock your block with some more hot top knot for you to cop. No more Mr. Nice Guy. My whole life I've been swallowed when I felt like wildin'. Jealousy swinging on me, made his attack. He's soft, he whack, man, that ain't real rap. You believe that? Hurt me at first, but it's cool. I take the insults, fed it to my ego, use it for fuel. Now everywhere I turn it in, 100 women coming at me, waving pads and pens, and they be screaming that, oh my lord, did you see it's that brother from ID4? Now can I please get a picture and your signature? Sure you can't miss. Oh my god, my girlfriends ain't gonna believe this. Worldwide, wait, no, hold up, galactic. Hear my name, don't nothing change but the accent. I can't do the accent thing. This thing's crazy.
That's not good.
I like my chicks thick and my jet's private, and my son to ride in the cockpit. I know he's only 4, taking lessons from the pilot, while I'm on my cell with my broker getting stock tips. Find a magazine and I read the hottest gossip. Man, who'd have thought my life would be such an interesting topic? Well, y'all heard. Oh, y'all don't. Well, look here. Y'all don't say nothing, then I won't. Yo, you got me. Hey.
Third verse, come on.
Third verse. It actually goes a little bit longer this time.
You've been killing it so far. You've been killing it so far.
Hey, yeah. See, this is the verse I tried earlier. Go ahead. Oh, wait, no, it loops again. Fuck. Oh, yeah, it goes 2. Fuck. Go ahead and bet in the bass and your speakers. Make sure my voice sounding crisp in your tweeters. I'm about to show you how a man like me works. For sure to get ice, 5 carats, nothing cheaper. 4 or 5 chromed out for my 2-seaters. Don't need to watch the School of Ebert, cause I'm about to get 2 thumbs up, 10 toes, 1 knees, and probably a couple elbows. Cause yo, I'm the man and the whole world knows. Rock film festivals and rap shows, and to all the critics, jealous people and backstabbers, and my so-called friends who are nothing but actors. You way out of character, but now who's the bomb? It's Will from Westfield, just slightly transformed. Yeah.
Word.
Yo, shit. Y'all don't say nothing. Yep, that is my favorite song of all time. Will Smith, 1997, Don't Say Nothing. Holy shit, Esteban. How did you know more about me than I did? That's what I want to know.
I'm doing my research out here.
That's good, bro. I don't do many interviews like this. That's fire.
Okay, so that leads into, you got a song called Big Facts.
Big Facts. That's just what it's called. It's called Big Facts, featuring Vars.
The hook goes Big Facts only.
Yeah, Big Facts, Big Facts, Big Facts.
So I want to do a segment called Big Facts Only.
Okay.
Where we go through some of the facts about Zach Taylor, and you tell me whether they're true or not.
Oh, dude, did you just some serious digging on me? What'd you find?
Okay,
oh my
so
God.
You're named after and related to Sir Zachary Taylor, the 12th president of the U.S.
13th president.
13th.
Yes, sir. That is a fact. He's not a good dude. Was not a good dude. Unfortunately, I was just named Zachary Taylor Roberts, and so I go with the first and middle name as my alias, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, one thing I wanted to ask is I've heard you describe him as a bad guy.
There was a lot of racism back then.
Right, there was like he was a slave owner or whatever. Right?
Yeah, he killed a bunch of people. Yeah, I don't know what exactly group of people he killed, but he killed a lot of people apparently.
So, I mean, I don't want to put it out. Obviously, Zach's not a fucking slave owner, so let's not put that out there. No, let's not put that out there. But why do you choose to carry his name?
I don't choose to carry his name. That's not his name. That's my name. I don't give a fuck about him. He dead. He long gone. He long gone, bro. Dude, that was my... Oh, sorry, I keep putting my phone there. My grandma's great uncle or something like that. Like, that dude was 7 generations ago. Like, I don't carry those morals with me whatsoever. I do not support nor endorse him whatsoever. I don't feel like I'm carrying his name. I don't give thought about him whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just carry it because it's your name.
Yeah, it's my name. It's my name. It's not his. Fuck him. He dead.
You've lived in the same house your entire life.
This bitch right here. Yeah.
Facts?
Facts, bro. I was born in the Northeast, raised in the Northeast. I was able to have the opportunity to live with my parents. It's a big opportunity a lot of kids over the age of 18 don't have, and especially parents who are extremely supportive. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. A change of scenery would be nice. Next year is probably when I'm gonna be out of here.
Okay, word.
But yeah, this is where we make everything the home base.
A fan rapped an entire song to your face.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. This was way back when. Way back when. We were in Edmonton, and I was doing press for... I can't remember what the CD was called. It's an old CD. It doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, I was doing press for the CD, and I was doing so bad. I was hurting on numbers. Whenever I would go to Edmonton, I would sell so many CDs that it would pay for the entire trip.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. And so I'm at a conference up there, and I go up there every year just to hustle. And this girl came up to me, and she was like, hey, like, I'm a huge fan of your music. And she rapped this song I had called Set It Off. She rapped all 3 verses, like, right there. And I was like, fuck, like, that's crazy. Yeah, that happened once. That was years and years
Word.
ago. Yeah. I wait to have that happen again.
That's crazy. Not a lot of people can actually have that happen to them.
Yeah, no, especially, like, with you walking up to me, man, like, it's rare. It doesn't happen a lot. We're in Calgary. Like, there's not a lot of people that can say that. You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to go to another city that I've only been once or twice, and to have a person who I may have met her before, just like selling her a CD, but just that whole interaction, it's crazy. It's absolutely, yeah, it's insane.
You sold 500 CDs in 60 days.
Yes. So what happened was, see, people are going to think that these are weird numbers, and I'm going to tell you why they think that. It's because we didn't do digital back then. We did physical. So the technical term of a sale is a set price of money for a physical object or service in return. That is a sale. That's what's considered as a sale. So when someone has the 10-track project, or however tracks it was way back then, and I get $1 on Bandcamp for the 10 tracks, it's considered a sale. When we get physical CDs, regardless if the CDs are printed professionally or just printed out of our laptop and put into a little folder thing and handed out on the street, any amount of money, and we looked this up, any amount of money that you receive for a singular unit or a service is considered a sale. So we made 500, and I went downtown. This was, it's all good. Middle of July, Stampede season. I got kicked out of Stampede for fucking doing this. Thanks, guys. Walked downtown, Stevens Ave, and I was just like, hey man, let me talk to you for a second. I'm an up-and-coming artist. This is my first CD. Pick any track on here and I'll rap you a verse. If you like it, just $1 for the CD. And that is considered as a sale. And so
that's awesome.
Your boy made like $700, $800, been like, I'll give you this CD for any amount of money. I'll rap you this one verse, and if you like it, then you can get a CD, or you can just bid me a good day, and that's all that it's got to be. And just the amount of reaction from it, it's what built, I think, the platform. And I think about 150 of those were up in Edmonton, at least. It was absolutely crazy. We were able to do unbelievable amount of sales, and then we almost nearly doubled that, or not nearly doubled that, but like the entire number. We almost did that same amount of number as the next project. We were like 100 short. It was crazy. The if you have more personal rapport, and it's just like you sell and you market so much easier. I feel like word of mouth is the best marketing tool. I don't think that social media is, and like on a broader scale, I guess it would be, but for a city like Calgary that we're in, for a city that isn't a hip hop city, you got to have those interactions with people.
Facts.
Yeah, you got to be able to create those long-lasting relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah, for example, like that girl that sang the thing, I still got her Snapchat, and she messaged me once in a while. She was like, "Oh, I love that song, love that music video." You know what I'm saying? And it's like being able, just from, hey, I would love it if you'd listen to my CD, to, hey, I'm still here 6 years later bumping your new shit. It's crazy. You can bring so many people with you if you were to just talk face to face. Absolutely.
You said that you started engineering at the Boys and Girls Club of Calgary.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Transit 22 used to, or he still does. It's not at the location that I used to go to, but the Beltline Boys and Girls Club is where I met Transit 22, James Colt, who was on your show recently.
Yes.
Nick Roy, Nick Wise. Those guys are, yeah, they're crazy. Those are all the guys that we met there, and we were able to get hands-on experience. Just like he would step back, he would be like, okay, now you do this, and I would run sessions for him. And as time went on, I took on more and more sessions, and he would just sit back on the couch and let me do my thing, and it was crazy. That's where this whole thing
Woke up to the screams again. Why can't I shut them off? My mind wandering lost. I wish it would stop. Can't hide it with my girlfriend. She sees it on my face. I feel so out of place. Fading further every day. She asks if I'm okay, and I can only say I'm forever stuck in my head, cause the demons yell louder than her angelic voice, trying to put them to rest. They yell every time. They yell louder every fucking time. Gets quiet for a second, but if I feel just a breeze, then I'm back to being out of my mind. This adrenaline, it swallows me whole. Now I can't think, can't eat, can't breathe, can't sleep. The great thing of being the unique, talented me. Yo, fuck, this is great. Being honest, I'm the only thing that's stuck in my way. So I lay in bed and think of everything that I gotta do today, but my chest is crushed beneath this weight. This shit is killing me. I know what I gotta do, and I'll plead with my mind, but it'll always refuse. And I know I gotta try, but I question stepping up to the plate, cause I don't wanna lose, I can't afford to. So I'll put my fucking fist through a wall. Polish with the Mo's, I'ma need some more alcohol. Knew I needed saving to get out of here all along, but what do you do when God don't answer your calls?
I wanna know if there's something more.
I sleep in the static, I work in the static. Had a good day, then I freaked out. Fuck, I thought I had it. Told there's hope, so why don't I get that view? I'm fucking mad at you, I'm fucking mad that I'm mad at you. And even more mad that I ain't got a clue of how to deal or even what to do. They say to love yourself, but it's hard when what you hate most about you is you. So I either drop myself in work or isolate myself from the crew. I'm at the point where I'm going ghost, wiping out my gram. When you coming back to yes, I don't know if I am. Sick and tired of the noise and the personal demands. Sick and tired of the little shit screwing the plans of me. I'm really trying to get to the point where this will never happen again. I guess a kid could keep on imagining then. With my pride I feel I got a better chance down a bottle of gin than reaching out to a friend. Every step I take feels like one step closer to the end. The worst part is I can no longer pretend. It actually got me out here hanging my head down. I feel so weak, so weak. Please send oxygen, cause I need to breathe, I don't wanna be you anymore. Feel this way, cuddling baying at the store. Is this how I'm gonna act on the tour? I know I said trust, one will be open, but someone's locking all my doors.
Hard to explain and it gets even harder to understand. You keep on saying there's a light on the other end. I wanna trust you after all, you're all that I have. But I'm not strong enough to walk through the fire again. Strong enough to walk through the fire again. I wanna know if there's something more I can feel it. Beyond the emptiness in my dreams, I can't reach it.
Word. Okay, so I see that you started the interview off and you told me about we were gonna bring this up, that you opened the album with the Bearded Ruckus sessions.
Okay, that was planned.
Yes.
That was supposed to happen. So Up to 11 came out September 2017. October 2017, we got the opportunity to go down to the Bearded Ruckus sessions for the first time. We were sitting in the car on the way down there, and we were discussing Easter eggs, because we planted several of them for the project. I was hoping to do a lot more with it, but the mental health really got in the way, and there's a lot of ideas that I'm saving for future things.
Okay.
Every project is connected. Everything is connected somehow. Up to 11, I say, in Backgrounder, if you've gone back to the first EP, in Backgrounder, I say my dial's only at 2. Then a couple of months later, Up to 11 comes out. It's kind of like the little mystery things here, right? And then so I put a break on it. We did the project. We put out the project. Then we were like, okay, how do we create more Easter eggs? Because I want to be able to create an experience. I don't want you to just find my music. I want you to go on like a Easter egg hunt for some stuff, you know?
Right.
So, like I said, Marvel, huge inspiration. So for the project, we took the title, the artwork itself, the release date, and something else, and we placed them throughout time. We placed them in a bunch of different places. The alt trap jacket from the Green Lights music video actually has the original date on it. The original date was supposed to be June 29th, 2018. It came out in November, so we had to hold that out. So I'm gonna find a way to sneak in another release date or something.
Okay.
The first Easter egg that we put in was the Bearded Ruckus one.
Right.
We went to Bearded Ruckus, and I told Alex I wanted to put the title of the project just into a conversation naturally. Personally, I didn't think it was going to work. I thought it was going to be super forced, and it was just going to sound wrong, and I was going to say something wrong.
Oh wait, so you planned that?
We planned this. That was planned. It was intentional.
Really?
It was intentional, and it was intentional
That's wild.
that I sleep on that clip from the the day that the interview came out. I went and I grabbed that clip and I put it in my hard drive for 7 to 8 months, and it sat there until we made the beat. I made the beat around it. I didn't make the beat and then crop it for it. The beat itself, the delay, it's perfect. I don't know how. I made the beat after, without even thinking about the thing. But for some reason, without any cuts whatsoever, without trimming anything, I took this 15-second conversation piece, I placed it, and when I put the delay on it, the delay was perfect. It was just it was just meant to be. It just had to happen. So during the conversation, he asked me about, he said, you hear a lot of Will Smith in yourself, but we also hear like a lot of The Rock. And then so I explained we're starting to form this sound called alt trap, which was what we started 2 months prior in the groundbreaking sessions at Alex's house after the track listing. And I broke it down to them, and I needed to say that because it's not a title, it's a phrase. It's not hip hop,
Okay.
We're making music. You know what I'm saying? It was something completely different, and I wanted to make sure that no matter what, I have something that nobody has probably ever done before. Literally, the interview was out for 14 months before the project came out.
Right, so that was planned ahead. One thing I noticed about you is you're very well thought out and planned.
Yeah, dude. No,
when it comes to everything that you do.
Yeah, we put more Easter eggs out in the alternating video at the end when it cuts out before the guitar solo. You see my dad who has his Stan Lee cameo in the thing, but if you look closely, he's wearing a bow tie, he's in a suit, and sitting right next to the laptop is the book. So the artwork was released
Really?
like 7-8 months. The idea, not the artwork itself, but like the concept of the artwork of the butler with the bow tie and the book. Like you can actually see it, and this is 8-9 months before any of this comes out. And so I want to be able to get to a point where I now have an undying fan base. I have people that buy my music regularly. I have people that come to my shows regularly, and now I have this breadcrumb trail that people can follow backwards instead of going all the way back and then moving forwards. Because if you start finding the Easter eggs, you're going to find every single piece of my music. It's crazy. And everything is connected.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed when I was doing the research for this project. Like, I could start going back and kind of collecting the pieces, like you said.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Go for it, dude.
You once said that I'm never leaving Calgary when asked about having to leave to make it big.
Yeah, so I stand by that statement.
One thing I wanted to ask.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. Is what would you say to somebody who says that you do have to leave Calgary in order to, I guess, pop off, blow up, etc.?
You do. That's the problem. Is you do. See, if we were in Toronto, it'd be a completely different scenario. But we're in a country town. Like it or not, we are in a alternative rock country town. We are not an actual city. We are still a town. It's crazy.
That's why they call it Cowtown.
Right? It's still like it's 1 million, like 0.2 or something.
But
we're still considered a town on a national scale. Calgary is a town, not a city. When you look at the demographics, you have to find the target audience. This isn't my target audience, unfortunately. Not to say that I won't be able to acquire enough fans to have a headlining show at Gateway in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, it'll be the 2 or next year. But you have to branch out. You're going to be stagnant, absolutely. I feel like I'm never going to move. I may have like a house somewhere else, but there will always be a house in Calgary. My dream, bro, I want a skyscraper downtown. I know a project manager personally. I've talked to him a couple of times. Not about like building a building, but like he's an actual like project manager. He does this for a living. So now I'm low key like looking 10 years in advance, been like, okay, now I got rapport with this guy. Maybe, who knows, right? Because through other connections, I may have never met him. The Sky Building, that brand new TELUS building, it's his. The biggest building in Calgary, I think it is. Yeah, he's crazy. I want to be able to not look down on my city, but I want to look over it. I want that kingpin moment. Don't flip that now. Don't flip that now. I want my kingpin moment in the fact that I'm not a criminal overlord, but I'm untouchable to a degree.
Okay.
That no matter what, I oversee an extent of everything. I know everything that's going on in this city, and the thing is I still do. And like you throw like events or people do things or people say things, and it comes back. You need to make sure that you have your roots buried so deep in your hometown that not even 1,000 years of uprooting could fucking bring my shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you plan on putting out music in Calgary for your whole career? Or do you think you'll like eventually maybe go to another city?
Everything, like I said, I want...
Obviously, like you want to be able to just have your establishment here in Calgary.
Yeah, I want to be able to say we were the first record label to be able to produce a platinum record within Calgary. Not just produced within Calgary, but from a Calgary artist.
Okay.
Someone who was...
Well, I guess...
Sorry,
no, I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, no, just like someone... The underdog. Someone no one would have thought of. No one would have thought that some fucking kid from Calgary would work his ass off for 15 years and get a skyscraper downtown. Shit, I'm just hitting this mic left, right?
Don't worry about it.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a big part of it. Moving out of Calgary isn't the problem. I can move out of Calgary, but this will always be the
home
base. Yes, there will always be a house here. This will always be the mothership.
Word. Okay, so one thing that I did is I pulled a few lines out of your project.
Gang, you're gonna ask me about this, dude? Literally, this is my dream interview. You are giving me my dream interview right now.
I appreciate that.
I've already done press for this project. Let me add, and this is like the last interview I have lined up for it, and this is the most prepared, like personal interview I've ever had. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank
you.
you.
Hit me. Let's fucking do this.
Okay. I pulled a few lines and I want you to expand on them.
Explain, yes, okay.
So on trust, you say, but don't forget you're still white. No, this culture ain't yours.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, like I said earlier, I'm a white boy in a black man's sport. It is very, I wouldn't say it's different, but it's becoming, how do I word this properly without sounding so stupid?
Speak freely.
People put you in boxes. People put you in boxes, and people say that you can't do things because of the way that you look, because of the pigment of your skin, and I feel like everybody should be free to do everything. I don't feel like anybody should be restricted to do anything because of the color of their skin. Like, it's crazy. I grew up with a little bit of a different perspective. My grandma, she adopted a 14-year-old boy out of slavery, out of Haiti.
Really?
Yes, my uncle. My uncle, Mark Honorat, he is the CEO and founder of Haiti Arise. And so I was able to go down there. I had the opportunity to go down there at a young age and to see firsthand. This is right before the earthquake, by the way. It's probably 4 or 5 months before the earthquake happened. And I look at a community of full black people, and you go down there and it is nothing but welcoming. My dad goes to Africa, goes to Nigeria, and he brings home these native clothes, these beautiful, colorful garments, and they're like, please, like, wear this. Like, this is for you. I hate it when people put you in those boxes. You can't do this. You can't do that. And personally, I'm not gonna wear my shirt. It's not my thing, right? But hip hop, for example, what if, like my dad, a man came up to me and he was like, here's hip hop, please wear this. Then at what point does it become acceptable for a white man to do this? You know what I'm saying? And I take this all the way back to the Straight Outta Compton movie, when they were sitting on that board and panel, and they were like, what gives you the right to talk like this, to make this hooligan music? It's what my nephews and niece call it. I'm Uncle Hoogie. I make the hooligan music. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So at what point do we look at it and we're like, well, I don't see why you can't be here. I don't have a problem with you being here. If you're going to respect me and my space, I don't see us having a problem. And I don't feel like a lot of people should have that problem with me, though they do. And even starting out, and I'm not going to name people who said this, but I was looked at and they were like, you're a white boy. Like, you got to be making the pop music. You got to be making that pop rap. You got to be doing this. You got to be doing that. And it's like, well, look, motherfucker, I don't care. I want to do what I want to do. I grew up in a very cultured background. I grew up with so many different customs and traditions, and Slade, welcome to the interview, everybody. This is Alex Slade, my guitarist. This is Esteban.
Sorry to interrupt.
What's up?
No, it's all good.
Did you get Emcee?
Interview? Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, we're still in it. Are you gonna come in and sit, or are you taking off?
I'll come and sit for a minute.
Okay, grab a chair.
Okay. You do your thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see Emcee first.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, where were we?
Oh, you were saying why? I was asking. But don't forget, you're still white. No,
yeah. So I've legit had people look at me and they're like, "Boy, you're white. Like, you cannot be doing this." And I'm like, "Why? Like, at what point am I restricted from making this kind of music?" I feel like every person from every culture should be allowed to be influenced by everything. I feel like if we were to respect people a little bit more, if we were to able to just look at things a little bit more, not clearly, but like in the same likeness, then, because they don't know why I'm here. I'm not here to appropriate your culture. I'm not here to remove you necessarily. I'm here to remove rappers from their place. I'm not gunning for this Asian rapper's place. I'm not gunning for a black rapper's place. I feel like we are all in the same game. We're sitting in the same room. It's not the rap game of race. This is the rap game. We are here in the rap game, and let's keep it with hip hop and not try to divide ourselves.
Absolutely, and I think the foundations of hip hop were based on, it doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, but it matters how dope you are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The way KRS-One says it is, it's hip hop is the one place where Dr. King's speech is manifested. Mm-hmm. Where it doesn't matter what your race or your color. I forget the actual speech, but
yeah, I know when you're talking
right,
about.
Right, where it's the content of your character. It's how dope you are.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about who you are as a person. If you're a dick, then you're gonna get treated like a fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to treat you how you treat me. You're gonna talk shit about me. Fuck, two can tango, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I guess it takes two to tango. I'm butchering shit left and right here. Whatever.
It's all good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying.
The next one I wanted to ask you about was Jay-Z famous "I Plan to Go Way Further."
Yeah, so that's what I was saying is I'm gunning for my Dre spot. I want my J spot. I want to be able to have record labels. I want my own streaming service. I want to be able to design a streaming service that is for people like me, for listeners of tens and thousands of songs. Like the playlist curation, that's how I should be saying it.
Curation, yeah, no, that's fine.
Is it's limiting, and you don't get as much freedom. You get caps on the amount of songs that you have to have on a playlist. You have some songs are maybe unavailable in your area, and I want to be able to create Underdog as a home held name, or what's the word I'm looking for?
A household name.
Fuck, dude. I didn't even smoke before this interview, so that's how you know it's bad. Yeah, man, that's the whole household name, because I'm not going to be rapping in 10 years. Fuck no. Maybe I might be. I might do like a Dre thing. But I feel like I'm going to make my music. I'm going to create a completely different area, similar to what Rage the Machine did when they were in dude, I keep losing all these words. Fuck. The impact that they had, that rebellious feeling. This next project that Alex and I are working on, we're like halfway done it already. It's literally it's just summer songs of fun and love and rebellion and fuck everybody, and it's literally for that teenager that's just gonna like change everything. I don't wanna steal this saying, but I watched this video Grandson posted yesterday. He said everything, it's just like it's scattered and it's fucked, and our the generation of our parents, like everything continuously got worse and got worse and got worse, and now we're the generation that has to pick up and continue, right? And so now there's something that has to be fixed. We have to fix like all of the social issues, the government, like everything has to be done. I may not be that one to do it, but I'm gonna make that kid a fucking sick soundtrack. That's exactly what Grandson said, and I was like, fuck, that's really good. Yeah, I thought that's what I'm gonna do. Is I may not be the person to change the world exactly. I may be able to adjust the record industry. That's my hope. I feel like Calgary's music scene is absolutely obliterated. We've lost 7 music venues this year alone. Calgary's music scene, it's on the way out the door, bro. And I want to be the person to change that. I feel like I'm going to be the person to change that. And like, call me cocky, call me conceited, do whatever you want, but I'm going to keep doing me, and I'm going to release better content than anybody else out here. So,
word.
yeah, man.
On Jughead, you said, I was the outcast, weird one.
Yeah, man. So like day one, man, like growing up in the school thing and not having friends and finding out that I got borderline for who knows how long, probably a decade, right? And you come to terms with these things after you get kind of like closure. I don't know if it's considered closure, but still feeling pretty shitty about it. But you get the view on why they treated you differently. It doesn't change the scars themselves, though it does open it up for a bit more of like understanding and seeing where I'm like, okay, maybe you shouldn't do that. Take a deep breath. A lot of things, like I shake like a lot. I'm either at like a negative 1,000 or plus 1,000, and that's where like the kind of draw is in between. And like I always knew like I was that weirdo, I was the outcast dude. But when I watched the second season of Riverdale, I just came to realize on how much of an independent character Jughead is. Do you watch Riverdale?
No.
Highly suggest.
What is that, a TV show or a movie?
Yeah. Do you know the Archie comics?
I've heard about them.
Okay.
Archie comics.
Okay, that's all right. Anyway, it was a children's comic, and they turned it into basically like a Clue murder mystery, and they made different seasons, and like it's so crazy. But the way that Jughead presents himself, not only in front of his peers, but in front of the gang that he's supposed to be leading, because he ends up becoming like a head of a gang.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. When he becomes the head of this gang to take over for his father, he takes on this whole new role of responsibility and just edginess. And you can see his whole transformation in season 2. And while I was watching it, I was just like, that kid right there gets me more than anybody else. I wrote a line that never came out, but it was like, kind of fucking sucks when the only people that you can relate to are either Jughead Jones or that bitch off of 13 Reasons, right? What's her name, Caitlin?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't watch that show either.
Anyway, yeah, so I was like, it's pretty shitty just like looking at it, and you're like, it sucks. There's nothing that I can inherently do about it in the moment except for distract myself. It's that song for that kid, the kid that needs to, like stand up for himself, stand his ground, make sure that people know what he stands for. That's the main reason I wrote it, is for that outlaw kid. Absolutely.
Okay, word. On Glow, you say trying to gain a check, couldn't care about gaining respect.
That wasn't on that song.
It wasn't on Glow?
It was on Different.
Oh, okay. That's
that
fact
whole
checks.
song, that
Big
whole
facts
song,
only. My
that
bad.
whole song is a subliminal. That whole second verse is a subliminal to somebody.
Really?
Yes, there's. Do I talk about this? Okay, so I'm gonna give you the most vague thing that happened, but I need to share this story. This story happened, and this is one of the reasons for my continued resiliency. And if you think that I'm crazy confident now, I was not back then. I have a whole new layer of savagery, and I don't give a fuck.
Word.
Yeah, because somebody fucked me over. So there's a dude here in town. This dude created a platform. He started hitting everybody up, and he wanted to create an artist development program. It didn't.
I think I know.
It didn't go well. Don't.
How long?
Yeah, so it didn't go well. It didn't go how they planned it. So they went a completely different way. We had a problem. He claimed that I stole something. I'll say that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get into what it was. We had even another witness to prove to the fact that I wasn't lying. But Mans accused me of stealing straight out of his backpack. stealing something straight out of his backpack.
Oh, okay. So literally stealing something.
Yeah, legit. Like, he accused me of theft.
Okay.
And so I explained the story to him. I said, this is what happened. I have your thing. We can link up and you can get it if you want. That's totally fine, but I didn't steal it. I thought it was left for us. Then we meant to link up. I'm not gonna say that part because that's a big part, but he ended up following through on something that he should have done. When he was gonna follow through on that, he was gonna come and pick up the stolen item, right? So my whole team is there. Management, drummer, guitarist, photographer. We had a backup photographer, and so man's never showed. Left me out in the middle of nowhere. He was supposed to cover the night for me, and I was like, oh yeah, like sweet. Didn't get a text, didn't get a call, nothing. Man's ghosted me, didn't talk to me for weeks, and I was like, okay, that's Snake or whatever, right? We started working with an artist. He asked me if I share this story. I don't mention his name either. So we started to work with an artist. He wasn't signed. We decided to do a trial run. We were gonna give him a demo. So we had him in the studio one night. We did the song. He was happy with it. He was cool, and he was like, well, I got like a lot of personal stuff going on right now. Like I can't like commit to a contract, and we were trying to do everything like legit. We wrote out 15-page contracts. We had the whole legal side ready to go. He was just like, yeah, like I'm just not ready for that. And I'm like, cool, do your thing, man. It's local scene, like there's plenty of shit out there. You're definitely gonna find something. Came across Homeboy, right? They did a thing together. Not gonna say. Yeah, there's a lot of blanks in this story. I was told not to talk about it. Yeah, they told me not to talk about it, but that's okay. I'm on. Fuck my management. All
right, we'll get the exclusive.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna just make sure that what's blurred out needs to be blurred out.
Yes, for sure.
So he was like, yeah, man, like I just want to see what else is out there. I said, you're new to this, go and do it, dude. Like, who am I to stop you? Went and he met up with Homeboy. One of the first conversations he had, he was like, so like, who are you working with? Who are you doing this for? And he was like, oh, well, you know, like I'm not doing anything with anybody. He said, but I just went and did this track at the Den with Underdog.
Is this is a separate person from the person that claimed you stole something?
Yeah,
right?
so the one of them is the artist that I worked with.
Okay. And
then the person who claimed that I stole. So the guy who we were recording with, who doesn't want to be named, yo, what up? He's not gonna want to talk about it.
That's fine. If he doesn't want to talk about it, that's fine.
No, and so he was like, yeah, so like who you working with? Like what's going on? And then he was like, oh yeah, like did a track with Underdog or whatever, and he was like, oh, don't work with him, doing a bunch of bad things on my name. And then this dude, he was talking about it to some other people as well. And like I said, you say anything out in the city, it floats back, right?
Right.
So yeah, I had about 3 other people tell me that this person was speaking bad on my name, and we got in a huge fight about it. We kind of just like leaving it now. He brought up a lyric. I have to explain the lyric. Yeah, sorry. I know you don't want to talk about this, but like it's over and done with right now. But there was he was saying a lot of rude things, a lot of bad things, and a lot of things that weren't true.
Okay.
And so even after we tried to reconcile with him and return the stuff, he still was like losing it, right? And so we cut him off. We're done with that. I kind of got a little bit of hype. I got excited. Everybody in Calgary was doing their diss tracks, right? Everyone in Calgary was going off. So I ended up doing my own thing. But
this was around what time, just to clarify?
The track was done a while ago, but we recorded it like a month or 2 ago. It's not gonna come out, but yeah, that's where that line came from. Yeah, that whole half of it, that's for him.
Okay.
Yeah, he can suck on that one.
Big facts you say you got problems like Black Boy.
Oh, that's talking. It's like it's Problems. Problems is a song by Black.
Oh, okay.
No, I know. Yeah, people.
Oh wait. Oh,
like the artist
Six
Black. Yeah, the artist Black. So you got problems like Black Boy.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
like problems like a black boy. You got problems like Black Boy.
Okay.
So it's a comma in there. There is a comma in there.
Okay, I wanted to clarify
Yeah.
that.
No, I'm not racist. I promise. I would not say anything like that.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
So Black being like
Black being the
6 Lack.
artist, and he had this song called Problems.
Yeah.
So
like
like
his
I'm
biggest song.
causing problems for you.
Yeah.
You got problems like Black Boys. Like
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alex just laughing in here in the corner like, what an idiot. Write something so
when
big.
you hear it, it sometimes you
Oh
don't know,
yeah,
right?
dude.
So I just wanna
I've been
clarify.
asked on 2 different songs if I said the N-word.
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
I know.
But you want to clarify that you haven't.
I would, if we had a camera right now, I would show you the pigment of my skin, and I feel like that would be enough to clarify it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, on Don't Wake Me Up, you say, so I either draw myself in work or I isolate myself from the crew.
From the crew, yeah. So this whole thing, when we got all the artists together and we were like, okay, yeah, we can finally like move forward. We can start putting out projects. That's when that whole thing we were talking about happened, and I did that lens therapy and everything got fucked up. I went into the Underdog group chat. We have one with all the management and all the artists, and I was like, guys, I'm done. And that was it. And everybody was just like, oh, you can't do this. And they were just like, the encouragement was absolutely insane. But yeah, no, I do impulsive ass shit, and maybe it's not good as a CEO that I do this shit, but like unfortunately my mind has me do things that I end up regretting. And so we're back.
Alright.
Yep.
Kick Push, you say, all I'm left with is post-show depression.
Post-show depression. Yeah.
What is that?
So this whole concept of the song is to try and find my happiness. Where am I happy? Well, fuck. I'm happy when I'm high. I get happy when I'm on stage. But after I smoke my pre-show J, after I perform my half an hour to an hour set, what do I do for the rest of the month? Like, how do I maintain these emotions for the rest of the month? So whenever I get off stage, it's always the post-show depression hits, and then I have that until either I just lapse in the back of just like being sad and upset of just normal shit, or we go and we get another show. It's really weird. But yeah, once you get off stage, especially when I was in that mind state, and I was like, fuck, that was fun, but like, what do I do now? You know? Yeah, that's where that line came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on Dirty Roses, you said, this year was the worst, but I almost got everything that
All
I
right,
wanted.
so you like that line? Because it's nothing but true. Also, he broke down your fucking year of every single year. He knows every single year. He knew it better than I did. He knew it better than I did. I had to ask him what the second year was. I couldn't even fucking. I know. I didn't remember. Sorry. One more time. The Dirty Roses line?
Dirty Roses, you said, this year was the worst, but I almost got everything that I wanted.
Right. This year was the worst, but I almost acquired everything that I wanted. So, 12 months ago was when I first started talking with that one artist who doesn't want to be named because of that story. And that's when we started creating the contracts. So I had 6 artists that I had in mind. 3 of them are the original 3, and only one of them joined. So it was a really tough spot because I spent countless nights for like a whole week, maybe even 2, that I was researching music industry contracts, recording contracts, and so I sat down for like 8-10 hours straight, and I wrote this 15-page contract, and I'm like, okay,
wow.
If I go to these people who are artists, I know them a little bit. I don't know them personally. I know them on a professional level.
Right.
If I were to go to these people and I were to explain what I wanted to do, like I wanted to do an artist development thing. I wanted to put projects in the hands of artists who never had a chance, because we have all of this equipment that just sits here. I'm not gonna be the only one who uses it, right? And so we sent out all the contracts, and by January, or no, it's by middle of December, all of them were returned as no. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And so me, Sully Cisco, and A-Pain, who are the original 3, we stayed. We sat on it. I was kind of over it, no lie. I was kind of ready to put it behind me. I was like, well, it's not like mine and Sully's relationship's gonna change. I'm still gonna make music. I'm still gonna record his music, you know. Maybe we should just do this thing, just us, no underdog. And we're just gonna go off our names. And so I sat on it for a couple of months, and I was about ready to execute that. And then we made it like halfway through our project, and I was like, oh, there's this song called Glow, and
Glow.
I recently discovered this local artist from Calgary. His name was Jughead. Dropped one song. It's called Thinking of Her. It's
Jughead, right?
Yeah, it's currently got 110,000 streams on Spotify.
Word.
And yeah.
I've seen him. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, go for it.
I've seen him perform over. It was at the 10 at 10, the school battle.
Yes. Okay, we were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, he's
Yeah, I saw him
really good
perform
at
over there.
controlling the crowd. I've not seen somebody control a crowd like Kazi has. But I remember I listened to the beat, and I never met him, actually. I knew him as a fan. I was a fan of his. So, oh, you headed out. I'm so sorry, dude. But yeah, everyone say bye, Alex.
Bye,
Peace.
guys. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Bye, Vixie. Love Vixie. Bye, Alex. Love you. Sorry. Refresh me. I'm so stupid.
No, Young Kazi.
Young Kazi, right. So I found this kid online,
Sorry.
and I didn't know who he was. I only knew the song. And so I hit him up. I said, hey, man, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I would love to get you on a song. Instantly, he was like, fuck yeah, dude. Love to. Sent him the beat. We got the song done really, really fast. It was great. Around the same time, we were doing a show. Someone was doing a show. I was 17. I remember we were 17.
Okay.
We went, did a show, or we were at a show. It was something to do with a show. Me, X-Tactic, Cash Coley, Sean, this dude named Vars.
Vars, yeah, he's on the
Vars.
project.
Yeah, Vars. Just a handful of us. Anyway.
But you guys were all together.
Yeah, we were all together. We were like, fuck, let's go do something else. So Danny, X-Tactic, he lived down the road. So me, Jean, Vars, and Danny, and his girlfriend, Amy, who is on the Up to 11 intro, we all went back to his place. And we're kind of just sitting there, and me and Vars are chopping it up. We're having a good time. It was like the first time I've seen them since the contract thing. And so we just start talking. And he was like, yeah, man, like, I just got, like, a couple of things I'm working on. And I was like, oh, word. And I was like, I got this beat. And I was like, I would love it if you were to do a track on that. And so he was like, yeah, sure, man. Like, I'll do it. He wrote his verse right there on the spot. It's crazy, sitting in X-Tactic's living room. While Kazi was recording his thing, lo and behold, that day, Vars wanted to come through. So I'm like, sure, why not? And so apparently Kazi and Vars knew each other. I didn't know that. Apparently, I met Kazi before. I don't remember. Kind of the same scenario with you. I'm sorry.
All good.
But yeah, we all met up, and I was like, oh shit, like, you guys like know each other? And they were like, yeah, like, we're in like a rap crew. And I was like, oh, word. And they were like, yeah, there's like this one other guy, and he's like in it or whatever. And I was like, oh, like, that's like hella sick. And so we started chilling. First and foremost, we weren't making music. We were just fucking around. Vars came in and he asked if he could do a remix cover. So I said sure. He laid down JF, which was amazing. And he did the Anti-Up one, which was even more crazy. A couple of days after that, I got in contact with my girlfriend, and she was like, yo, let's go to the movies. My homegirl and her boyfriend want to go see Ragnarok. And this was like November. No, sorry. This would have been March. This would have been March, February time. So this was right after Vars and Kazi came through. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I recognize this dude. Like, I know him from somewhere. And apparently, like, I've ran into him at shows before. And this guy, his name is Nee. And I, one by one, met each of these kids on their own rapport and then they all came together as a group.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was absolutely insane.
So once again, to bring it back.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I ran off.
Fuck me. I got everything that I wanted.
Right.
This
so,
was the worst part.
Right. This still can. I'm sorry. I totally forgot the question, but this is. I'm still on track. So, Nee came to the studio, and the other two of them showed up, and we just started working. And like when I mean like working, like everybody had at least 5 songs ready to go. And so we bang out one project. We put out I Just IDK from Selly Cisco. We then put out a couple of Vars solo singles, followed by a Young Kazi mixtape, and then we followed it up with a Nee mixtape. And right before we released all this content, I kind of just sat around and I was like, so like, would it be cool like if we like did like this underdog thing? I don't even think that's how it happened either. It was like more natural than that. Sorry. Yeah, but like it was so fluent. The chemistry was amazing. And after of sitting there for that 6 months, like fuck, like we didn't get to do any of these contracts. I didn't get any artists. Not only did I get an artist that I wanted originally, but each of these guys nailed out an original project that is beyond fabulous. And so we're on another 4 roll of projects again. Unfortunately, when we get in the guys, they find rhythms, and unfortunately they're all at the same time. Okay. So we're like, project done, and I'm like, fuck, oh shit, okay, artwork, music video, you know. And so I don't even think I asked them to be honest, but we just released all the underdog stuff. We got the guys on shows. We got Nee to open up for what is it? Why am I forgetting this? Swollen Members. There we go. Swollen Members on their reunion tour here in Calgary. They did like a bunch of different shows. We got Nee on 10 at 10. We got like it was crazy. Just the amount of stuff that I was able to do in possibly the worst year of my life was amazing. I acquired almost everything. We got all the projects done. I'm sitting on 2 more. One's coming out, or the single drops on Friday. Nee's Grit and Grime drops on Friday.
There you go.
And then his EP, Grit and Grime, because he drops the title track as the single, comes out on the 28th. And then Kazi's single comes out on the 4th. And he's got a project out on the 16th. And so when we get these projects together, we just like, we sit on them and we're just like, yes, this is exactly where I wanted to be. Like I don't think I could think of anything else that I'm missing besides the shows maybe. But like I got my artists, everybody's got their content, I got a genre, my own genre, and like is everything that I could want. Absolutely. I'm sorry that went on so long, but
that's okay.
That was my whole year in about 10 minutes. In a
nutshell.
Yeah, that was my whole year in 10 minutes.
Sorry. All right, word. There you go. All right, well, it's getting close to 2 hours, so I think I'm going to wrap it up.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry.
I'm really happy that you came on today.
Thank you for having me, man. This is much appreciated.
I'm glad we were able to do this.
Make sure we get the dogs on here, too. Absolutely. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sometime in the future, maybe when somebody's dropping a project, see if we can get everybody on here. I got to get more mics. We'll definitely do some upgrading, but with that being said, we're going to sign off. I'll probably include some of the songs in this podcast.
Cool.
Just so you guys can check them out. Everything will be in the link in the description for all his music. So check that out. And yeah, with that being said, this is Esteban Xound here with Zach Taylor. HipHop Heads Podcast. And we're out, yeah. Yes.